Rain was falling hard in the alley. Dale Rivers stumbled through the darkness, his body shutting down. Sweat beaded on his face despite the cold. His hands shook so badly he could barely keep them steady. Every nerve screamed for the relief only one thing could provide. He needed a fix, now. His pockets were empty. He'd already sold everything. His phone, his watch, even his winter jacket. Nothing was left, except maybe something in that church. The small brick building appeared through the rain. The door was slightly ajar, and a warm light spilled onto the wet pavement. Dale didn't hesitate. Desperation had choked out whatever conscience he had left. Inside, the silence was heavy. Wooden pews, a simple cross. He locked his eyes onto the donations jar near the entrance. He grabbed it with trembling hands, shook it. The sound that came back was hollow, empty. No, no! Dale hurled the jar against the wall. Glass exploded. The crash echoed through the sanctuary. He spun, searching, wild-eyed. There had to be something, anything. That's when he saw it. On the pulpit sat an old Bible, leather-bound, worn at the edges. Leather sells, he thought. It has to. Dale snatched it, shoving it under his jacket. He ran back out into the rain. He couldn't afford to think about what this meant. Survival had no morals. The pawn shop reeked of cigarettes and desperation. Dale slammed the Bible onto the counter, rainwater dripping from his clothes. The owner, a tired man with 3-day stubble, barely glanced up. "I need cash, now." The man picked up the Bible, flipped through it, and slid it back. "Man, no one's gonna buy a Bible here. Try somewhere else." "It's leather, good leather." "It's a Bible," the owner stated plainly. "Can't sell what people won't buy." Dale grabbed the Bible and stormed out. The cold cut deep. His body was shutting down. The withdrawal was building, a wave of pain about to crash over him. He tried 2 more shops. Same answer. Nobody wanted it. By nightfall, Dale collapsed in an abandoned lot, the Bible clutched in his shaking hands. His vision blurred. His skin crawled. Every cell in his body was screaming. He opened the Bible with one thought: tear out the pages, roll them. At least they could serve some purpose. But his eyes caught on the words. Real words. You wearied yourself with your many pursuits, but you would not say, there is no hope. Who are you that you dread men who die, but have forgotten me? Isaiah 57:10-11. Dale froze. The words punched through the fog in his mind. It felt like someone speaking directly to him, accusing, knowing. His hand started shaking harder, not from withdrawal, but from something deeper. He slammed the Bible shut, threw it across the lot with a roar. It landed in a puddle, pages splaying open. But the words wouldn't leave. They followed. They hunted. You would not say, there is no hope. There is no hope, Dale screamed at the empty sky. Not for me, not anymore. But even as he said it, something inside him cracked, because he'd carried this Bible for 3 days. 6 years earlier, stadium lights blazed. Dale was an unstoppable star athlete. Then the tackle came. The snap that echoed louder than the crowd. His knee exploded. The doctor gave him pills for the pain. The pills made everything quiet. When the prescription ran out, the pain didn't. But by then, Dale knew where to find more. His mother, thinner and weaker, held his hand in her kitchen. Baby, God's not done with you. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Dale laughed, bitter and sharp.
Then why'd he let this happen, Mama? Why'd he take everything?
He didn't take it, Dale. You're just lost. If he's real, he's got a weird sense of humor. Those were the last words he said to her. She died 3 months later. Dale was too high to attend the funeral. Present day, Dale dragged himself through the streets. He tried the homeless shelter, but they turned him away. Too high. Outside, he spotted Monica, the church volunteer, handing out blankets near the steps. She recognized him. "Here, take this." She held out a woe blanket. "I don't need your charity." "It's not charity, it's warmth, and you're shivering." She pressed it into his hands anyway. "God bless you." Dale walked away, but he kept the blanket. That night, behind the warehouse, Rico found him. Rico pulled out a small bag. "Got something new going around. Hits faster, cleaner. Takes all that pain away, man." Dale knew better, but his body was tearing itself apart, and those words from the Bible wouldn't stop echoing. "Just one hit," Dale whispered. "Then I'll think straight." Rico's grin widened. "This one's gonna take you to heaven, bro." Dale took the hit. For 15 perfect seconds, everything stopped. The pain, the voices, the guilt. Then his heart stuttered. His vision fractured. He crashed into the mud. The last thing Dale saw before darkness swallowed him whole was the Bible, fallen from his jacket, lying open in the rain, and somewhere, distant and fading, his mother's voice echoed one final time. "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Then, nothing. Silence. Death. But this was just the beginning of how bad things would get.
Rain was still coming down hard under the broken streetlight. Dale lay motionless in the mud, lips blue, his heart barely moving. The bag that promised heaven sat inches from his hand. His other hand still clutched the ruined Bible, its pages bleeding ink into the puddle. Somewhere in the darkness, a van pulled around the corner. Monica, the church volunteer, was ready to call it a night, but something pulled her to make one more pass. She almost missed him, just another shadow. But then her headlights caught it, a hand twitching in the rain. "No!" She ran. She dropped to her knees, pulling out her phone. 911, behind Morrison Warehouse. He's not breathing. Please hurry. She tilted his head back, checked his airway, and started compressions. 1, 2, 3. Her voice cracked as she counted. Between compressions, she prayed, raw and desperate. "Lord, you're close to the brokenhearted. Please, don't let him go. Not like this." The rain softened. In Dale's fading consciousness, voices blurred. Monica's prayer, his mother's words. "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Sirens wailed closer. Paramedics flooded the scene. Red and blue lights painted the alley. They worked fast. "Clear!" Dale's body jerked. Once, twice. Monica kept her eyes closed tight. A weak gasp. His chest rose. "We got him. Let's move." As they lifted him, Monica spotted the ruined Bible in the mud. She picked it up. Water streamed from its pages, but the words were still visible. She climbed into the ambulance. Everything changed in that moment. 6 weeks later, the rehab facility smelled like second chances. Dale sat in the common room. His hands had finally stopped shaking. The withdrawal had been hell, but he survived. Monica visited every Thursday. She never preached. She just showed up. Today, she brought the Bible. "Thought you might want this back." Dale stared at it. "I stole that." "I know. From a church." "I know that too." Monica smiled gently. Maybe it wasn't stealing. Maybe it was the only way God could get it into your hands. Dale actually laughed. A light, genuine sound. "If God wanted me to have a Bible, He's got a weird sense of humor. He does, but it works. After she left, Dale opened the Bible. The pages were warped, some words smudged, but he found the passage from that first night. You wearied yourself with your many pursuits, but you would not say, there is no hope. This time the words didn't accuse, they invited. Hope, the thing he thought died with his mother. Maybe it was still there, buried deep, but breathing. 3 months later, it was 2 a.m., and the facility got a new admission. Tyler, eyes wild, hands shaking violently. The night counselor showed him to his room.
An hour later, a soft knock. Dale stood in the doorway with water and a blanket. Sets them on the bedside table without a word. First night's the worst, Dale said quietly, but you'll make it. How do you know? Because I did, and I was worse off than you. Tyler couldn't even look at him. I overdosed behind a warehouse. Died for 47 seconds. But someone I'd been a jerk to found me and refused to let me go. He paused. You're here. That means somebody cared. Don't waste it. It became his routine, checking on newcomers. Small kindnesses that meant everything. His actions prayed louder than words ever could. 6 months later, the small chapel was packed. It was Friday night meeting, Addict sharing stories, offering hope. Dale finally agreed to speak. He held up the ruined Bible. I stole this once, from a church. Tried to sell it for my next fix. He smiled faintly. Couldn't even give it away. Nobody wanted it. I tried to tear it up, but I read something first. By accident. About being tired. About saying there's no hope. His voice caught. I'd been telling myself for 6 years that hope was only for other people. But this book wouldn't leave me alone. Even after I threw it away, it kept showing up. Dale met Monica's eyes in the third row. I don't have all the answers. Still not sure I deserve any of this. But I know that the night I died, someone prayed over me when I couldn't pray for myself. And something hurt her. Something fought for me when I'd given up. He held up the Bible, stained, warped, barely readable. This Bible's a mess, ruined, but it still works, still says what it needs to say. His voice strengthened. If God can use a Bible this broken and a thief this lost, then he's not done with any of us. The room erupted in applause. After the meeting, a young man with hollow eyes approached him. You really believe that? That God's not done with us? Dale looked down at the ruined book in his hands. I'm here, aren't I? No chain is too strong, no addiction too deep, no sinner too far gone. Grace reaches even here, into hearts hardened by pain, into hands that tremble with shame. Dale Rivers stole a Bible once, but in the end, that Bible stole his heart.